there was a ton of good films this year. I think it's probably one of the best years for film, in my opinion, for quite a while. 2017 was good, 2016 was fine, but this year, I think something really hit it out of the park. And it was comedies. There was so many good comedies. The last few years, since like 2015, there really haven't been that many good comedy films, dark comedies or comedies regardless. But this year, there was a handful. There were a handful that were amazing. And some of them even made my top 10 list. So we'll get into it. Just to clarify this, guys, this is obviously just a personal list. It's my personal opinion. We can all have different top 10s lists. I know there'll be some films on here that people will be like, why is that on there? That was a terrible film, or I never saw that film, or you're an idiot for not including this film. I'll probably get that a little bit. You can disagree with me. Of course you can disagree with me. But, you know, if you do, then you're just wrong. Yeah, no, you're not, but you are. Just to be clear, these are not necessarily the best films of the year. They're just my favourite films of the year. Good. All right. Glad we did that. That was loud. That was very loud. We'll carry on though. So to start off, I would say that I'll go with honourable mentions. So this year, Overlord was decent for me. It was a fun film. It was good. Aquaman was solid. Bad Times at El Royale. It was interesting. I don't think it didn't crack the top 10 for me, but it was a good film and an interesting concept. And Drew Goddard just loves watching people watch other people. Do what you want, but it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird. Beirut was pretty good, and so was Mary Poppins. But to number 10, number 10, number 10. There we go. 3 languages. Man, I'm cultured, you know. We have The Death of Stalin. Now, obviously, this is not a film that was ever going to make $100 million domestically in America or worldwide. It made like 25 million. It should have done better. It was a very, very good film. Very funny. It was a dark comedy. Again, to start off the list with a comedy shows how good comedies were this year. It was amazing seeing this film, and the fact that it was a parody in the best way possible, but there were like realistic tones to it, and I think that everyone in the cast did such a good role. Someone I know was actually in that film. He didn't have a big role, but he did have a speaking role. So that was cool. And I know the film came out in 2017 in the UK, but it didn't come out in America until 2018. So we're going to go with that as the release date. Plus, I saw it in 2018. It's one of those weird things where if it was movie release dates, and, you know, Scott Mantz had his question of if it was The Death of Stalin, when did it come out? He'd probably say 2018, but he would technically be wrong, because it came out in 2017. But, you know, Mance, I'm coming for you. I'll fight you in a movie release date off, yeah. I mean, I probably would have come 3rd or 4th in that match. But still, I would have placed with a number. It would have been fun. But if you don't know what I'm talking about the movie Trivia Schmodown. A lot of fun. It's the best thing ever for a film fan. It really is. The Death of Stalin is something that I think was terribly overlooked. Unfortunately, no one saw it. It is what it is. Not all films make money. But hopefully it'll get some type of Oscar buzz. It doesn't seem to be getting that much right now, but I think it deserves it. 9 is Mission Impossible Fallout. Now, Tom Cruise is one crazy mother... Okay, I don't know what goes through this lad's head, but watching the behind the scenes for that film was just like, oh, you're not supposed to do that, though. And he was like, but I can do it. And everyone around him was like, Tom, you probably shouldn't do that. He's like, but I can do it. Well, Tom, you might die. He's like, but I can do it. Well, you know, he did it, so he didn't die. So he broke his foot on the film. You know, the realism of this guy, he does no half measures. No half measures. He goes in 100%. Seems like a real lad. You know, he does. He seems like he's up for anything. He's a mad lad. And the thing is, with the film, you'd think that at this point in the franchise, like, the film gets stale and the stories get a bit shitty. No, it was fun, engaging. One of the best spy films. It's probably the best spy film since Skyfall, in my opinion. It was better than the last Mission Impossible, and that was solid. It's made the most money out of any Mission Impossible, nearing $800 million. Bloody hell. The thing is a behemoth at the box office, and I think the cast overall, Vin Rames was great in the film. He had a bigger role than in some of the other ones. Simon Pegg was decent, but Henry Cavill really, I think, gets an underplayed role in that film. I think people don't acknowledge how much he brought to that film. And I don't think he gets the credit he deserves for the success of that film in terms of how the story worked. Mission Impossible Fallout. I mean, if you haven't seen it, then do yourself a favor and go and see it. There were so many twists and turns, and I always see them, so it wasn't really that you know, exciting for me to be like, oh, I didn't see that coming, because normally I expect it to happen, or I expect a double bluff or triple bluff, and then it's a double bluff or triple bluff. But, you know, this one had interesting twists to it, at least. And it had some really well-shot scenes, but not just well-shot. The storytelling in certain scenes was incredible, and the inner motivations and all this type of stuff really rolled into this film so well, and Tom Cruise did an amazing job. Once again. Number 8, BLACKKLANSMAN. Now, I'm sure a lot of people would say this should be higher up on the list, but it's on the list. Take what you can. It was a good film. It was fun. It was enjoyable. It was interesting. It was about the KKK. So, you know, I love, you know, anything to do with bashing alt-right weirdos, I guess. They're fucking bonkers. I think it was Denzel Washington's son who was the lead in this film, and he did a pretty good job. Adam Driver was good as well. It was a good film to see the relationship between different people of different backgrounds. You know, I think that this word diversity gets thrown around a lot, being like, oh, we need to be more diverse, we need to be this, representation, that type of stuff. This was a film which did that. It was the story they were telling. So you can't really at someone for that. I think they told a story very well, and it was fun. Again, it was sort of comedic in what it was doing. Of course, there are loads and loads of awful, awful comedies. There always are every year. But as I said, this year was a wonderful year for comedic films. Number 7. Bohemian Rhapsody. Now, go and see this film if you haven't. Most people probably have. It made like $750 million. Man, they brought Queen back into the limelight again. You know, I think a lot of people sort of, you forget, don't you? It's really weird. I mean, I didn't forget. Let's not play. But a lot of people are just like, oh, who's Queen? Have you heard this band Queen? It's like, are you trolling? Are you taking the piss? Or are you being serious? Because if you're trolling, then you're a dickhead. I don't know. I don't know. If you're genuinely, like, you don't know, I mean, I'm sorry for you, but I'm glad you're finding it now. You know, it's some of the best music ever created. They did a great job with that film, and Rami Malek was incredible in that role. I think he'll probably get a nomination for Best Actor at the Academy Awards, but, you know, it's a bit odd. The critics sort of liked that film and didn't like the film. It was a mixed reception. I thought it was wonderful. I don't see how you could have told that story better. It flowed so well. The pacing, for me, was really, really good. I know some people had some problems with it, but for me, it was perfect. And Ben Hardy from EastEnders was in it. Your lad, I mean, he had a small role, but he was in the band, so we can't ask for more than that from an East End lad. Coming in at number 6 is Game Night. Yes, another comedy. I love it. Okay, this was such a fun film. Again, underrated. People didn't see this film enough. It made money. It made enough money. It should have made more money. But I'm telling you, just if you haven't seen this, it will make you laugh so much. And someone who I think is gonna blow up 100%, someone who's gonna explode into the stratosphere is Billy Magnussen. I swear, I've liked this guy for like 4 years now, 5 years. He's freaking amazing. He's so good. He draws you into the screen so much. Like, honestly, he's stunning. Unfortunately, he's in the Aladdin film, which isn't looking that good. But if what he's done previously is to be replicated, he's gonna steal that film while being the prick in the film, and only being in the film for like 5 minutes. Like, he is so good. Jason Bateman was great in it. Carl Chandler was in it. Rachel McAdams was in it, and she was hilarious. So I think that everyone should go and see this. Watch it with friends. Watch it with family. It will make everyone laugh. It's freaking hilarious. 5, Bumblebee. Now, I just saw this film and it blew me away. Honestly, probably the best made Transformers film ever. The most true to the source material we've ever got. And I think that everyone involved in this, John Cena was good, Haley Steinfeld was good, Bumblebee was amazing. It really had a small, hometown, hearty feel to it, and story, which I think's been missing from Transformers the whole time. So obviously this film is being deemed some type of flop. It hasn't made enough money. In my opinion, it's probably going to make a bit more. It might crack 400 million. I've got something to say about the box office of it actually as well, in terms of in relation to other films. But it probably should have made more money, but I think the stank of the last couple of films have not helped this one in any way, shape or form. But it's still in cinemas, so go and see it if you can. You will not be disappointed. I promise you. I promise you so much. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. I mean, I won't do that, but just, you know, I'm wearing yellow, you know, I rep the film. Number 4 is an Oscar bait. It's A Star Is Born. Now, obviously, everyone is buzzing about this film. It's probably going to win either Best Actor, Actress, or Best Film. One of those, if not two of them. You know, just great performances. Lady Gaga, obviously, sung a lot of the music, and so did Bradley Cooper. But Gaga trained as an actress, I think, for a while before she actually went into music. She basically was trying to be an actress and wasn't really succeeding, and just said, I'm gonna be a singer then. And now she's doing acting, and bloody hell, she's probably gonna be up for an Oscar potentially this year. So hey, follow your dreams, kids. You never know, unconventional routes will get you to where you want to be. And now she's finally the actor she wants to be. Amazing, amazing. Some of the music in there was absolutely stunning, and the story, it was sad, but you know, I think it shows anyone can do anything at the end of the day. But I won't go any further into that film. Go and see it if you haven't. Again, it's a top 10 list. You're supposed to see every film on this list. 3, Tag. Again, a freaking comedy. This was the best comedy of the year, okay? People are not rating this film at all. People probably would put Game Night above Tag. Tag is one of the most heartfelt films of the year. It's so funny, genuine. The fact it's a real story. If you don't know what the story is, it's about this group of lads who've been playing tag for like 30 years of their life. For the last 30 years, for 1 month of the year, they play tag with each other and do the most bonkers shit. Obviously, it's hyper real. It's not what it actually was. But they kept in a lot of the stuff that was real and part of the true story. My God, the performances were great. The ending as well. It was sad, but it left you with a happy feeling inside of you. And like I said, go and see this with people and watch this with people you love and care about, because you will get something from it that's different. 2, Avengers Infinity War. Yep. I mean, I don't really need to say anything else. $2 billion, everyone's probably seen it. If you haven't, what are you doing? You're living under a rock. Yeah, it should probably be nominated for Best Film this year. I don't see why it shouldn't. It's done some of the most ridiculous filmmaking in history by bringing together an entire universe, 20 films together, and making it one coherent, cohesive story. So Avengers Infinity War, Oscar nomination, it should be written in the stars. 1, A Quiet Place. John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, kids, silent film, freaking amazing. Box office, smash hit. I mean, you've probably seen this one as well, but it's absolutely stunning. Krasinski does an amazing job directing this. Emily Blunt is Emily Blunt. You expect nothing less. I don't even like horror films, but I was shooketh to the core by A Quiet Place. It really hits you in many ways, and I'm excited to see what Krazes does next. I think he has a bright future in directing ahead of him. But anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel down there. Tell me your top 10 films of the year. If you didn't, then the monster from A Quiet Place is gonna come after you, and you don't want that. You really don't, so just subscribe anyway to avoid that. I've been NarendraTheComic. You've been great, and I'll see you next time. Skadoosh. And no, Black Panther did not make the list. It really wasn't that good a film. It was solid, it was okay, 6.5 out of 10, but nothing more than that. Calm down, guys. It's not getting a Best Picture nod. If it does, and Avengers Infinity War doesn't,